When I reviewed my experiences over the last 30 years, I was able to pinpoint 12 major reasons why overlooked athletes failed to get noticed and to find athletic scholarships. Number 1, parents, first of all, fail to be involved and stay involved in the process. They just feel like, well, the high school coaches will do it, or Johnny or Susie, they're so outstanding in their sport. There's going to be a line of recruiters knocking at their door and calling them on the phone to offer them a scholarship. But that's not always the case. Number 2, parents are parents, and it's hard at times for them to evaluate the athlete's potential fairly. Number 3, in many cases, an athlete is proficient in their sport, but they do not meet the minimum academic requirements. And I think you're going to hear all three of us, Jim and Ralph and I, all say many times before this course is completed how important academics is in obtaining an athletic scholarship.
Well, this is a real important point, Gary, because as a high school coach right now, I'm constantly talking to my young freshmen and sophomores about this very thing, because a lot of young people, and I saw this happen a lot when I was coaching college basketball, as a freshman or a sophomore, you don't know whether you're going to be good enough or whether you're going to have the desire to get a scholarship. And so if you don't prepare yourself early and do well in those freshman classes and sophomore classes, and when you become a junior and all of a sudden you're getting phone calls from colleges and you haven't applied yourself academically, it's too late. So as a parent and as a student athlete, once you enter high school, that's when it becomes very, very important that you get B's and C's, not D's and F's, because those will come back to haunt you when you get to the point. And I always tell my young players, look, you want to, if and when you get contacted by a college, you don't want academics to become an issue. You want it to be athletically, if you're not good enough athletically, but never get into a situation where you're not good enough academically.
Well, Jim, to underscore what you just said, as even in my volunteer effort to help these kids get noticed and find scholarships, if they didn't at least have the minimum academic requirements, I just had to tell them, they're not qualified for one. And I wanted to spend my time with youngsters who were qualified and met at least the minimum academic requirements.
Well, a lot of times it's the very first thing a college coach at any level checks is the academics. They may see an athlete, they may hear about an athlete, but before they do anything else, they'll want to know if, in fact, he's a recruitable athlete academically. And if he's not, they just, they go on to the next person.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that was the whole motivating factor to set up for the NCAA to set up the clearinghouse.
Exactly.
That's why it was set.
Because, these coaches can't even offer a student an athletic scholarship if they aren't certified.